we're live. Hi everybody, this is D-Boy from West Coast Uncensored. How's everybody doing? Hey, this is D-Boy, West Coast Uncensored. We're here for the podcast that I've been meaning to do for a while. And just got so busy doing other things, and I'm doing it for the first time. I'm doing also on Instagram. Let me adjust my little camera over here for Instagram. So we're doing it live. And this one I've been promising, and we're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Tunes, we are on 7 different platforms, and make it actually 9 at this time. I think it's 9-10 platforms, and also we'll be on YouTube. So on West Coast Uncensored, this is kind of the growth, our conscious growth here. This actually shows specifically, and what this one about is going to be. It's called actually The Guard. It's actually The Guard, The Guardian, and The Garden. And I went over it on West Coast Uncensored. I'm always doing the lead-ins. I've called this that little bit like a little commercial, 5 or 6 minutes, and I hit you with about a 25-minute one. So that's what we're going to do today. I've been promising this for a while, but I've been really busy doing some other things and some other social media things. But today we're going to get it out. I promised you I'd do it, and I also want to I want to give a shout out because I just got a little. For me, it's really awesome. I just got my 1,000th listen on over on Anchor. And shout out to Anchor for that, and then the little message they sent me, I'm glad to have, and hit that milestone of 1,000 is great. So what we're going to talk about today is we're talking about the guard, the gardener, and the garden. And when we understand that the gardener is a person who cultivates and cares for the garden. It's a person that would take care of the garden in such a way that it would grow at its maximum potential and its most value because of the fruit it's giving, which has nutrients, vitamins, and this gives you the best of what it would grow. So a gardener would be a professional at cultivation in doing that. So what I'm going to do is this, since we're going metaphysical, this would really also be your mind and your thinking and how you observe things and protecting our seeing that your thoughts can be negative or positive, and your creating aspect of that would be also very important, because if you're creating within that standpoint, you would want to cultivate those thoughts that be very productive and very creative for you, and wouldn't be a spiral down. So when you look at that, you see that the person who cultivates for the garden, the guard is one who would protect. Notice these words go in harmony, because in the etymology, guard, garden, and guardian, guard, gardener, and guardian would do within garden would all be harmonious. Notice a harmony. The word harmony is even music, right? Creating a harmony, creating that tempo, creating that would go together. So a guard would protect. He'd protect that place that you're cultivating something that's very important, which we could look in the external of us, or the exoteric. What would we see? We would see we'd see things outside of us. We're growing our own food, or we're growing our own plants. We're growing our flowers. Now internally, I'm talking about you need to grow your dreams, your hopes, your visions, your creativity, and those type of things to take it to the next level. So it's very important that you have a guard on it, and you would watch and protect, because the garden is a place to grow the food, the flowers, the herbs, and to take and stuff like that. So what we're calling this is the gardener, the guard, and the garden. But also, I'm going to give a little thing to it, is take the fruit but protect the seed, which is very important, and I'm going to kind of flash on what that means in this aspect of it. So when you look at this, you're looking at the fact that when I say that you're going to take the fruit, the reason you have to take the fruit, because that's how other trees come. When you take the fruit, you pick the fruit from the tree that is ready to be used, right? Those are your thoughts too. When your thoughts are ripe and productive at its highest point, which is gonna definitely, from the cultivation aspects and the protection aspects, what's it gonna do next? It's going to create health for you. But this is also health and creativity for things you need to do, and in your mindset. This is how you have to protect your mindset, because if you protect the mindset, the fruit would be pickable. But also when you pick the fruit, the seed falling allows other trees to grow. So it'd be like The tree's children come from the fruit. The seed would be the tree, and the tree's producing fruit. Hear what I'm saying? The tree producing fruit would also be very important, because that would be similar to the children of the tree, other trees. This would also be you protecting and being able to pick through your cultivation and guarding your thoughts and guarding your creativity, guarding your positive, not allowing the negative to dictate to you and spiral you down, but to have your life creativity, to be able to do the things that you want to do, to empower yourself. You would pick the fruit after you had grown it and went through the process of the cultivation to the protecting of it. It would be your type of children, would be your type of created thoughts. Are your children your negativity, which could be produce bad thoughts, right? The production or the produce out of it would be negativity, spiraling you down, never reaching your goals, always blaming, never getting past certain walls, always wondering why certain things don't happen, but don't take it in consideration to take responsibilities because of you. So really, you want to learn how to do that. And the protect the seed would be that seed of this fruit that you want to grow. You want to protect it. You want to protect your thoughts. You want to protect your mindset. You want to protect your goals. You want to protect those things, so you'd want to guard over it. Hear what I'm saying? You would want that guard over it. You would definitely want the guard over it. You'd want to protect it. You would want the guard to look at it and protect it, because, and this is the guard, let's quit looking out, let's go a little bit from the external back to the internal. You would want those thoughts protected by your guard within, your mindset. You need a guard within. You need somebody on that high tower protecting in your mindset, having a greater mindset. You would want to protect your seed, because you don't want that seed to bring forth rotten fruit, which would be destructive to you, which would be destructive to your garden. So what would you do? You would need a guard. So that's why you got to guard. That's why I'm looking at this. Pick that fruit through the process, but always got to guard your seed. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were going through some things, and we were talking about how that that you got to do things a certain way, because if you can go on vacation. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from work, taking a break from the everyday bustle and tussle of life, which we all have, right? We always have all that bustle and tussle. Let me get a little bit over here, because I got two cameras I'm looking in, believe it or not, because I got one for another thing, something else going on. I want you to see my, I don't know, on this, can you see it? I know probably on the other one you do. I got this going on. But anyways, we're set up fully here, what we're doing, so, and we're getting a little bit better at it. I have no problem grabbing a mic and talking. If you say, here, you're on in 5 seconds, I have the ability. I've been doing this for 20-something years. I have the ability to say, just go, okay, go, with no plan or nothing. But what this is a plan. So you want to be able to protect that seed. That means your thoughts, your creativity, and everything that you would want to do that would benefit you in the highest form of yourself, you would want to produce and protect. Think about what I'm saying. You would want to produce and protect. Why would you want to do that? Is so, and I'm going to take this metaphysically. We're going to go back within, where really where all creation is. It's within. It's a within job. It's an inside job. Is going to make you the most productive. With all the negativity out there, which is outside of us, being thrown in us to get our attention, because where your attention is where your energy goes and where your creativity goes. So if you're always looking outside yourself, you're playing somebody else's game. And I'm going to be honest, it's not done accidentally or by the way. Take your power back. Be aware. Awareness is so important in this, because it gets you to a place to growth. And then you could start, because people say, well, I can't get over these humps. I can't get over these obstacles. Always seem to be the wall that keeps me from growing. And it's because you have to learn how to cultivate, know how to be the gardener within your thoughts, within your mindset. You've got to be the gardener within your thought and your mindset. If you're not the gardener within your thought and your mindset, you're not doing the cultivation work that who is or what is. And what has kind of pushed you out of the way to do that? Think about it. What's really shoved you out of the way and says, okay, I'll cultivate your garden. negative mindsets, programming. These are all the obstacles that we need to be aware of is there. I talked before on some of the mornings with the D-Boy, Monday morning coffees on Instagram and on Facebook, is know your default. So what I'm really saying is start knowing yourself, start partaking with yourself. I'm going to be honest that when you start understanding these things, the thing of being, well, I'm lonely, and a lot of people go through the loneliness, get to know yourself, and you're never alone. This is a higher metaphysical, spiritual aspect of yourself to be able to know you're not alone. There's facets of quantum dimensional aspects of yourself that are just a quarry of experiences that you can lock in and know yourself. Know yourself. So one thing you need to know yourself, you need to know the mindset you need to have to cultivate your garden. How do you grow it? When you plant certain seeds, if you notice in the natural, most of us were not planned. How many percentage of think children are born these days, or even in the past? People say, oh, now these days. I believe it was in the past too. There really weren't planned pregnancies that they just happened. I mean, oops. There's the bun in the oven that the pregnancy happens, the child's in the oven, and of course we glorify and we definitely love that. But the reality is, planned pregnancies are not a thing. But you got to plan. Hear what I'm saying? To grow any kind of fruit, vegetable, flowers, you can't do it haphazardly or by the way. It's got to be. You got to get some knowledge how to do it, how to even plant, and how much water to add, and how deep to go in the earth. This is a science. Hear what I'm saying? It's a science. So this even, we're going to take it even metaphysically within you. Guarding your garden is guarding your mind and your thoughts. Your thoughts, what kind of thoughts they are, the potential what those thoughts can do, in the outcome or the bearing of the fruit to be picked later is important. And how you cultivate and how you do this and how you plan this would be the guard, plus the gardener, right? In the garden, which is your mind, your consciousness, your creativity, and all the aspects of yourself, your mindset. Making the choices that you need to make. Quit in learning to go from your default button, which is always not going to necessarily serve you, but always take you to the default of negativity where the fruit, and we go, this crop really is not very sweet. How many times this crop is not one of the best crops growing. This is also your mindset. You're not producing the mindset because you're not knowing that you need to be the gardener, the cultivator within yourself, within your mindset, and you got to guard. You got to have a guard, man. You can pick that fruit, but man, you got to protect that seed. Meaning you got to protect what thoughts are going through in this garden. This is the garden. Come on. This is the garden. And what thoughts are you going to plant to produce your outcome of the reality of what you're trying to create, the goals you're trying to reach in every aspect of yourself? What are you trying to do? And you keep wondering why it falls short, but then you don't cultivate and you don't guard. You don't plant what you want, then you don't cultivate it. You may plant the seed, but you don't cultivate it. And then you don't guard it, you don't protect it. That's why it's so important to be, is that glass half full? Or is that glass half empty? Or is life sucks? Or is it a perspective of how you learn to grow from it? Do you see a situation as something that you could take and use it for the best of you? Or do you count it as my butt's always burnt, I'm kicked, I'm always the last one, nobody loves me, I'm a chump with a capital C, nothing ever goes my way, that negative, that blame game, because it's a blame game. If you're always walking in the blame game, you're not protecting your seed, man. You're not guarding. And if you're not guarding that cultivation, the gardener can't work if it's not protected. He comes back and sees, man, my garden I planted, I'm trying to cultivate, but the guard didn't watch it, and something got in here and plucked up my fruit, man. Plucked up my tree, plucked up my carrots, plucked up my potatoes. or whatever you planted there, my broccoli, whatever you planted, cauliflower, whatever it is. Those are, take that, reverse engineer it, and realize this is also your thought process, your mindset. Hear what I'm saying? It's your mindset. So take the responsibility to guard the thoughts you take every day, how you water yourself. And that's what it is. If you're taking on the negativity, you're taking on a blame game, and like I've said many times, if you're using the word blame, right? If you're using the word blame, one more time, just take the B off and tell me what you got. It's lame. Lame means you can't walk up straight. You need a cane because you're disabled. You can't walk straight. You need a help. You need a caregiver. You need something else that supports you because you can't fully support yourself because, and I'm telling you, that's what you're doing when you're blaming. It will never serve you. It will always dismantle you. So what you want to do is protect that seed. Take on those nutritions. When you pick that fruit, you take on those nutritions. If you took on the great thoughts that were productive, creative, that served you, served your seed, served your family, served the community, served your friends, but first of all, serving you be first partaker in your garden, guess what's going to happen? The nutrients in that fruit, in that mindset that you're producing, that you're now seeing, it's visible that this is growing from this, and that maybe my goals are being productive, and I can see now that from the beginning, when I first planted, all the way to look at what I planted and look what I cultivated and look what I garden and look at how good this fruit is. I could see that something's flourishing in my life, whether it's my business, my family, my job, my children, whatever your goals are, my music, my art, school, whatever that is yours to own. Also own your mindset. Like I was saying earlier, you can go on vacation, go to some really beautiful places. I love to vacation. I love to vacate, go different places. But also, you know what I like to do? That when I do that, is I still work on my mindset, because that's a daily double, man. If you say, I'm taking a vacation, working on my mindset, that will be, you'll go backwards. You'll slip up. You'll go backwards. Go back into old thinking, old dogma, and not, or stuck in a dogma 20 years, stuck in old mindsets, stuck in things